Next position in our series, we have mount. All right, so we'll start in side control, just kind of show a transition here. It's very rare that I just land in mount. It's not impossible, but it's rare. Usually I'm transitioning to mount. All right, so we've talked about side control already. I'm in a good, strong side control. As I'm in this position, I can start taking my knee over his belly, sliding it to the floor, and windshield wiping my foot to the floor. All right, so I'm not doing this big step over to this mount position. All right, when I'm in side control, my knee is tight, my hips are low. I'm looking to get past his legs and quickly get my feet under the butt. All right, so when I am in mount, okay, my legs are holding me onto the position. My hands are keeping me on top. All right, so I've got different forms of this, but the higher I can start progressing into mount off his hips, the more control I'll have. When I first get here, he's gonna have his arms in, so I'm not gonna have a ton of ability to climb. I have to start removing these arms. But as I can start climbing to a higher mount, I can start taking the power of his hips away, and I can start looking to submit my partner from here. Okay? My first goal in this position is just to stay on. Right? The beauty of transitioning to mount is I usually already have some form of control. So if I transition from side control, I already have an underhook, so I can start keeping this arm off of my hips and I can immediately start attacking. However, though, sometimes people get those arms free and they can start framing my hips away, start looking to escape, and we'll go into that in just a second. So my goal as the top position or top person in this position is looking to get his arms off of my hips, start flattening him out, and climb to a higher position so I can start submitting. All right, when I'm initially here, my hands are posting. If he starts pushing me one way, I'm controlling his head, posting the hand, off balancing my body. If he starts pushing me the other way, I should be off balancing my body, okay? So I need to understand my partner wants to reverse this position, and he has to do that by trapping my arm. So I'm always being wary of grips. Anytime he's going to grab me, I'm making sure that he doesn't have dominant grips on me. I'm making sure I have proper adjustment. If he does grab my arm, right, I'm looking to off balance my head because he has to sweep me the direction my post is. So if he has this post, if I'm over the post, it's easy for him to start off balancing me, okay? If I can start off balancing my head, okay, opposite of the post, now when he goes to sweep me, it's not gonna happen, all right? Now, from there, my goal is to start getting my partner's hands above his head. So, like I said before, when we start in side control, we have this underhook and crossface. I can start looking to walk this arm up to start get it up above his head, all right? When his arm is above his head, I take away a bunch of his escapes. It's very difficult for him to frame my hips away now. It's very difficult for him to reverse me, and I've got a bunch of submissions I can start going into. This is very simple in the fact I can use the friction of the floor to start walking his arm up. All right, so I can put my elbow on the mat, I can keep a heavy cross face, and I'm always gonna walk perpendicular to his arm or 90 degrees to his arm. All right, so I'm walking 90 degrees to his arm, I'm keeping that angle, all right, and I'm looking to walk that arm up. This doesn't have to be an immediate thing. Coach Jordy here is really strong. Whenever he goes to keep that down, go ahead, give me some resistance. I can slowly start working this up. And over time, the static friction with the ground is going to start taxing out his shoulder to where I'll eventually be able to get this arm up and pin it above his head. Okay? So, not going into really position or submissions from this position yet, just talking about basics of control and how to be in the top position. So my legs are holding me on, my arms are keeping me based. I want to keep his arms off of my hips and start getting them above his head. And the higher I can start climbing into that mount position, the more successful I'll be. Now, bottom position, okay? He's gone to mount in this position. I am doing everything I can to get out. This is a terrible position for me, all right? He's in line with my body, so submissions are very easy. He can start arm barring me, shoulder locking me. He can start choking me. He can start punching me here, right? If he starts punching me from this position, I have very minimal defense, all right? And if you see somebody get into this position in a fight, it's usually over, okay? Or as the young kids say, they're cooked. Right? You're young, right? Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get out of this position, okay? So I should always be looking to frame my partner's hips away to keep him from getting high up onto my chest. If he starts climbing higher to my chest here, now my hips have no power and I'm in a lot of trouble. So if I can frame his hips away, I can start getting out. And I do that by getting on my side and framing hips appropriately. If I stay on my back, I don't have the best ability to start framing his hips away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one leg flat to the mat. I'm going to get an arm across his belt line here. Let's turn a little bit. So if you look, I've got this arm across his belt line. What that does is keeps him from taking my back. If I don't have that arm here, he can start exposing my back and taking my back from this position. So putting this arm across his belt, I now have the ability to keep him from taking my back. Now, from here, I don't want him just dominating this arm. If he can start getting this arm above my head, he can start flattening me out. So what I want to do is cover my hand and get my elbow inside of his knee here. At this point, I'm nice and tight. I'm controlled. I'm keeping my chin and chest down. Okay, so when he tries to get me flat, it's very difficult. All right. So from here, I can start looking to escape my legs, or as he starts resisting this, I can start looking to reverse position, okay? So by escaping my legs, I can start stepping over, peeling his foot, pushing his leg away, and starting to get out. And there's a lot of details I'm leaving out on this. You can get really detailed. I'm just kind of talking about aspect of getting my legs free. If he's putting all of his weight on this leg, I can start shrimping away, pushing my hips back, and getting my knees out, okay? So again, we're not covering exactly how to do these moves yet, just understanding the concepts of I want to get my legs out. And if I can frame appropriately, a lot of times I can start forcing my legs out of this position, all right? Now, my second way to escape mount is to reverse position. So first is to escape my legs. Second is to reverse position. So a lot of times as my partner takes a quick transition to mount, I can trap an arm and I can bridge and roll in the direction I have trapped. I could care less how you trap this arm, all right? You can go wrist grip, elbow grip, right? You can go grabbing over his arms. You can grab double wrist. You can grab wrist and head. You can go overhook, which I don't like the overhook, but you can go overhook, right? I can pass his arm across and go, whatever. However you can trap this arm, it works. It doesn't matter. The goal is not so much trapping, it's capitalizing off the trap. And so what I see a lot of people do is they really focus on the trap, and at that point my partner has already shifted his weight or he's already slipped his arm. So my goal in this position should be trap the arm, and as soon as I trap the arm, I'm bridging my hips and rolling out of position. So if I've trapped Coach Jordy's arm here, I'm looking to hit a big bridge in that direction, roll over my shoulder, and reverse position. Okay, a lot of people show trapping the leg too, but if he posts his leg, that just gives me the ability to get my legs out. Okay, so I don't really need to do that. When I'm talking, a lot of people show trapping this leg here, but a lot of times that kind of indicates to my partner that I'm escaping. So he starts shifting his body weight off to the side. He'll start using this hook to kind of kick out, and it just alerts him that I'm trying to escape. So I don't love trapping the leg. My biggest thing is just here. Because again, if I bridge and roll and he goes to post that leg, well, what do you know? I can start going into my first form of escape and I can start getting my legs out, okay? So when I'm in bottom mount, okay, I've got two main pathways to escape. I can either get my legs free or I can start getting a reversal from this position. Now, there is one more way. You go, yep. There is one more way, and that way is getting my head out. So that would be basically freeing my head and taking him over my head, but that puts me in a really bad position, letting him into a high mount, so it's not really the best for fundamentals, okay? So when I'm in a bottom mount, okay, I'm looking to get my legs free or reverse position, okay? As I get better, if I truly want to escape, I always have to chain my mount and escapes together. I'm advanced in jiu-jitsu. I never escape mount by just doing one thing. I usually have to hit a trap and roll to get them off balance so I can start escaping the legs. Or I start escaping the legs, and as they're worried about that, boom, I trap and I bridge and roll, okay? So chaining escapes together allows me to start getting out of these positions in the best way possible, okay? So again, getting out of mount, escape legs, reverse position. Now, just to cover this, the best way to get out of mount is don't let people in mount, right? So if I can keep a good guard, or if I can keep my legs and a good knee-elbow connection together, I can keep my partner out of this position. All right? But for now, this is how we escape mount conceptually.